Yo, what's cracking, everybody? James Go, aka the Sleeper King, is here with you, talking about deep sleepers, talking about post waiver wire pickups. Who's on your waiver wire right now that you could pick up as a free agent and help your squad? I got six guys here for you, dude. And I tell you what, we're going to be live for the next 30 minutes or so. So again, if you've got those questions, throw them into the chat. If you're on the YouTube side, I'll see it on both sides, whether you're in the Bleacher Report app or on the YouTube side, man. I'll try to get to as many questions as possible this week. I think I do an okay job with it. Anyways, rocking the Super Mario Brothers 3 shirt today, so I hope everyone enjoys that one as well. Anyways, let's get right to it, man. Again, I want to start running back here. Chris Rodriguez is a very interesting name that people needed to keep track of on the waiver wire. Again, he's widely available. I think he's available in over, I want to say like 70% of leagues right now on Yahoo. So I think he's widely available. If he is there, I would suggest going and picking him up, mostly because, again, we're talking about a potential starting running back here for the Washington Commanders. And you figure the Commanders are going to try to lean on the run as much as possible now that Jaden Daniels is most likely out for the rest of the season. I saw someone in the chat ask about Jacoby Myers. Listen, Jacoby Myers, I would imagine, is widely picked up. I could give you my thoughts on Jacoby Myers if you want. I think he's a great fit for what they're trying to get done in Jacksonville. So if you've got him, start him. But I will say this about Chris Rodriguez. Okay, listen, Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt has absolutely stunk up the joint the last 4 weeks. And I don't know how much longer this team can stick with him as their starting running back. Over the last 4 weeks, he's averaged 3.1 yards per carry. He's averaging 39 rush yards per game, 1.3 targets, so they're not even throwing to him, 0.8 receptions, so you're getting nothing from the PPR department. And he's got 0 touchdowns, obviously, over the last 4 games as well. And he's only playing 54% of the snaps, or he's averaging 54% of the snaps over the last 4 weeks, right? Meanwhile, Rodriguez on the season, I can't give you last 4 because he barely plays, right? He did play, though, 33.8% of the snaps there in week number 9. It piques my interest because in the previous 3 weeks, he'd averaged 6.5 snaps per game, 6.5% of the snaps per game there for Washington. So again, we're going from 6.5 to 33.8. It's a huge bump in play time. And I do wonder, again, it's not like Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt's this high draft pick. They have nothing invested in the guy. I do wonder if Chris Rodriguez ends up taking over that early down thumper role for Washington. So again, one of the big question marks in regards to Rodriguez is whether or not they will throw him the damn ball. You know why? You know why I'm saying that? My dude's got 0 targets. My dude has 0 targets on the season. 0. So again, I wonder if it's going to be a little bit of a split there in Washington where Rodriguez handles the early down work and they try to split up the pass catching work between, Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt and who am I thinking of? Oh, Jeremy McNichols. So does McNichols become the passing down back and Rodriguez the early down thumper? Now, I want to bring up the name Jeremy McNichols as well, because I do think that he is an interesting ad. If Washington falls behind in a lot of games and they refuse to throw Chris Rodriguez the ball, and oh, by the way, like I said, Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt averaging 0.8 receptions per game over his last 4. He's not a pass catching running back. I wonder if Jeremy McNichols in a PPR setup might be a really interesting name for you to pick up off the waiver wire as well. Just some names I'm throwing out there because running back is always a desert, man. So any names we could throw out there to potentially help people, I'm going to do it, man. So Chris Rodriguez and Jeremy McNichols, 2 names that I am looking at. And by the way, if you have Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, I want to say sell, but who's buying? Ain't nobody buying Bill Merritt right now, man. It's not happening, bro. So I would just say, listen, let's hold on, put him on the bench. He is a borderline drop, but I would say let's hold on. Let's see what's going to happen here with Chris Rodriguez. Yo, what's going on, chat? YouTube side, man. I see y'all. Jumping in there. Okay, let's go. AZ in your eye. Oh, I think I got that one. Tricky screen name, but I think AZ in your eye. Is Ty Johnson worth a post waiver wire pickup? I'm gonna say no for right now. I'm gonna say no for right now. I just don't think he gets enough usage there. Jay Keefe, 420. Is Terry McLaurin droppable? Oh, at this in a 10 team format? Ooh. Normally I would say no, but you know what? In a 10 team format, I'm going to say yes. He himself is dealing with the injury, probably going to be out multiple weeks. Jaden Daniels is obviously now no longer there. And how much are we trusting, Marcus Mariota to carry the load? So I would say in a 10-team format, yeah, Terry McLaurin is droppable. Karoshi-kun. Currently have Torrey Horton starting because I made a trade for Jonathan Taylor and neglected to look at my wide receiver depth. So please tell me you've got a wide receiver for me to pick up. Dude, I've got so many wide receivers, bro. I've got so many wide receivers, man. I can't wait to drop this on you guys right now. All right, let's get it going here. Okay, so we talked about Chris Rodriguez. Man, let's talk about Kyle Williams. He is a rookie from Washington State. He plays for New England. Kayshon Boutte is hurt. And they're talking that he's, day to day, week to week here. But and here's the thing. I know that Pop Douglas had his first 100-yard game and he had a touchdown, right? So that part of it is really enticing. So you're thinking to yourself, okay, Kayshon Boutte gets hurt, therefore it must be Pop Douglas. No, let me correct y'all a little bit because Pop Douglas is strictly a slot receiver. And right now, what New England is doing is they really like Stephon Diggs working as a flanker slot, right? Who's playing the outside X? It was primarily Kayshon Boutte. My dude's been playing 88% of his snaps lined up as an outside wide receiver. That's either as an X or as a flanker, right? Kyle Williams, when he got into the game for the injured Kayshon Boutte, all 16 of his routes came as an outside wide receiver. So again, Pop Douglas, while it's nice, just keep in mind he had 30, I think it was 30 yards after the catch. He had a really, really nice game. I'm not saying he didn't, but he's not on the field as much as you need a guy to be on the field to be productive in fantasy. As a matter of fact, he's been below, I want to say he's been below 30% snap share almost every single week outside of week number one. And remember, week number one was what? Stephon Diggs getting ramped up, didn't play a full complement of snaps. Now that he is playing a full complement of snaps, Pop Douglas has been kind of sort of cast aside. I would not chase those Pop Douglas points. I could be wrong here because I think Pop Douglas is a good player, but he's just not on the football field enough. And remember, too, it's not like this coaching staff owes Pop Douglas anything. You know what I mean? Like, they inherited Pop Douglas. So I would just say I'm not chasing the points for Pop, and I am thinking that Kyle Williams, a really, really exciting young wide receiver, could step in and do some things here for New England. And oh, by the way, New England's got a good offense now, right? Like they've got a good offense with Drake May. That's the reason why I'm excited about this exciting young rookie. And by the way, rookies, shoot, I'm saying a lot of by the ways here, but there's a lot of reasons why I'm excited about Kyle Williams, man. Like Kyle Williams, exciting young rookie. But what do we think about rookies? It's after the halfway point generally. After 6 weeks, after 6 to 8 weeks is generally when we see rookies take that leap. Could that happen with Kyle Williams, man? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, at tight end, I'm going to get to some of these questions, I promise you. But at tight end, I like Greg Dulcich there in Miami. Darren Waller is on IR. Miami, for whatever reason, they love to throw to the tight end, right? Dulcich saw 4 targets and 4 grabs there last week. He is a good pass catching option. By the way, pretty good athlete as well. You know what? Check that. He's a pretty good athlete, but he's dealt with a lot of injuries. So I don't know what his athleticism is like right now, but I thought he was moving relatively well for Miami last week. So let me just say that I think Dulcich, who has an opportunity to be a pass catching tight end there for the Miami Dolphins. We don't love the Dolphins, but let me tell you something. They're taking on Buffalo this week, right? And generally Buffalo, just wipes the floor with they own Miami. They own Tua. I'm imagining they're going to be. I imagine Buffalo's going to be leading big. I think Miami's going to be trailing by quite a large amount. And we know Tua refuses to throw the ball downfield, right? The wide receiver depth outside of Jalen Waddle is non-existent, right? They're going to get Achane his requisite, whatever, 20 target checkdowns because Tua doesn't know how to throw downfield, right? Or refuses to throw downfield. Dude, did y'all see last week when Tua, it was like end of the half, right? And they need a bomb. They need to throw a Hail Mary down the field. Did y'all see Tua? Like he had to throw like I think like what was it like 65 yards down the field? There ain't no way. There ain't no way Tua could throw it 65 yards downfield. There ain't no way, right? And what does he do? He's like dancing around the pocket, and then all of a sudden he's just like, you know what, screw it, I'm just going down. He didn't even attempt the Hail Mary because he knows he can't get it down there. Only bad things can happen for Tua if he were to attempt to throw 65 yards downfield. One of the results is he's probably going to get picked off, right? He doesn't need another pick on his ledger. The other thing would be his arm strength would again just be embarrassed. You know what I mean? Like he would try to throw 65 yards, it'd probably go 50, maybe 55, and just die. Die on the vine, bro. Anyways, I thought that was hilarious. That he was even like putting on the show of trying to throw a Hail Mary 65 yards downfield. Anyways, I'm getting distracted. Greg Dulcich, quality pickup at the tight end position if you are in need. If you're looking to stream potentially all these teams on a buy, whatever. If you're looking to stream, I think Greg Dulcich is a really interesting deep sleeper here. Well, maybe you're in a tight end premium or two tight end league or whatever it might be. I think Dulcich is a really interesting pickup for you folks out there. Okay, this is from the chat. Myers over DJ Moore this week. Yeah, what are we doing with DJ Moore, right? Like, are we chasing those points? He had a great game. I wonder if they found a little something there. Not, you know what? I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no. Jacksonville plays Houston this week too, right? Is that right? Let me look at this real quick. I'm like 90% confident this is true. Um, yeah. They play Houston this week. Jacksonville against no, we're not playing Jacoby Myers. I think look, that game feels like it's going to be a huge struggle. That game feels like it's going to be like over under of like 35. Like 18-17 your final score, something disgusting like that. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe like 17-15. Something absolutely disgusting. I don't know. I don't have a lot of hope in that one. Houston's got a great defense, but now they're running out Davis Mills. Jacksonville, is without wide receivers. They make that trade for Jacoby, but he's got to get acclimated. So no, I'm going to stick with DJ Moore right there over Jacoby Myers. Chuba Hubbard, a mandatory hold or drop. Chuba, a Mando hold or drop. He's a hold. He's a hold because I think he will get work. He is getting work. I think it's a 65-35 split moving forward with Rico Dowdle being the lead dog there in Carolina. But he's a hold. You can't play him. Depends on how deep your league is. But I am of the mindset you can't let go of running backs that have a path to play time. Like he's going to play 35%. In bye week hell, he might even be like a potential, streaming option for you at like flex. You know what I'm saying? And then again, if Rico Dowdle goes down with injury, then obviously Chuba Hubbard steps in there and ends up being pretty good. Can I also say this about Chuba? I've never been a big Chuba guy. Like I don't think he's that talented of a running back. I don't think he's exceptional in any way. But that being said, to judge him over the last 2 weeks coming off of an injury seems a little unfair as well. I'm just saying if he gets a little bit healthier, I just wonder if that split ends up becoming a lot closer to 50-50 because he is the higher paid guy as well in Carolina. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm not 100% sure. All right. On the YouTube side, JCM got to be droppable at this point. Is JCM droppable? I'm not going to say he's droppable, but he's definitely not startable. That is for damn sure. It's week 10. I'm not adding no Kyle Williams, fam. You bugging the critical at this juncture? Devong, my guy, it's a deep sleeper post waiver wire pickup, my guy. I'm not saying you got to start the man. I'm not saying you got to start the man. But, bro, can I just say that chat, back me up on this chat. Was I not on this stream last week talking about Torrey Horton? I'm like, yo, my guys, we got to add Torrey Horton, deep sleeper, Adam. I'm on this stream literally last week talking about Torrey Horton. Guess what, fam? If y'all picked up Torrey Horton, you're looking like freaking geniuses right now. You're looking like geniuses right now, bro. Okay? I'm just saying, is Kyle Williams that guy? I don't know, but maybe he might be that dude. I'll tell you what, from a prospect profile, he profiles as that guy. I'm just saying. Like, can we add the dude, throw him on the end of the bench? That's all I'm saying, bro. Devon, come on, man. Help me out, brother. Devon, you're just a straight hater. Dual switch with Tua. Tua turned the ball over. Nah. Okay. Again, would you have said that with Darren Waller? You're probably saying the exact same damn thing about Darren Waller. Darren Waller balled. What you mean? I don't know, bro. I don't know. Yeah, I see I just see so many haters in the chat. Joshua, these waiver wire suggestions are so off. Dog, can you let's read it here. Read the headline. It says post waiver wire pickups. My God, waiver wires have already run. These guys are free agents right now, widely available. These are the dudes you're coming to the Sleeper King to talk about deep sleepers, my guy. If you don't want to talk about it's all good. I'm just saying these dudes right here, they're widely available. What good is it going to do if I tell you to go pick up somebody that's already picked up? That's already been off the waiver wire run. Joshua. That's why we're here, bro. Come on, man. Like that's crazy. That's crazy. Anyways, all right, let's keep moving on. Okay, so we talked about Kyle Williams, Greg Dulcich. Man, another rookie wide receiver that I am excited about. Yo, Jack Besh there in Las Vegas. Jacoby Myers gets traded away. Jack Besh has an opportunity to really get some expanded play time and show his wares. I think this guy's a really, really high-quality wide receiver from TCU. And again, think about the draft capital they spent on Jack Besh as well, right? Like moving on from Jacoby Myers opens up a ton of snap share and the exact kind of role that you want for Jack Besh. Besh is not really like an X receiver type. You know what I'm saying? Jack Besh is more of a flanker slot, which is exactly what Jacoby Myers was. You know what I mean? So Jacoby Myers gets moved on. I think Jack Besh is the next wide receiver to fill that role perfectly. And again, there is something there too. Geno Smith balled out last week, right? I saw a real change and shift in the offensive strategy there for the Las Vegas Raiders. So where again, they're getting the ball out quicker, they're attacking the middle of the field. And in those situations, Jack Besh is a quick separator, right? Now, I do think Tyler Lockett's going to get a little bit more involved as well, but there's a lot to like here, man. Target share is opened, just wide open. So Trey Tucker's going to stay in his X spot. Jack Besh, I think, will be in that flanker slot position. And there's a lot to like right there. Okay, moving on. I generally like younger players, but man, let me just talk about an older player in Brandon Cooks. Rashid Shaheed is traded. What does that do for New Orleans? And you could be talking yourself into, okay, well, maybe Juwan Johnson sees a few more targets. I think that is the case as well. I look at the wide receiver room. It's Chris Olave and who? I think, again, Devon Vile is going to get a little bit more work, but he was traded there midseason. And quite frankly, I just don't think he does what Rashid Shaheed does. He's a much slower player. If we're looking for somebody to fill that Shaheed role, it could be Brandon Cooks. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if Devon Vile ends up being like a flanker in three receiver sets, and Brandon Cooks actually kicks inside and has that like flanker slot availability, right? That's where Rashid Shaheed was winning, right? And that is, again, where Kellen Moore was drawing up some of these plays. That's why I kind of sort of like Brandon Cooks to fill that Rashid Shaheed role. And plus, he's been with the team longer. He knows the playbook. Let's hope he's got a little bit more chemistry with Tyler Shuck as well. I'll be interested. I thought that Shuck, look, I'm not going to say Shuck looked good because he didn't, but it was his first start in the NFL. I am willing to give him a little bit more grace. I did see some good arm power. Like the strength, arm strength was there. And he is an older rookie as well. I mean, he's an ancient rookie. So I wonder if the processing speed will happen a little bit faster. You know what I'm saying? So give me Brandon Cooks here as a potential fill-in for Rashid Shaheed. Okay, last one, and I'm just going to get to chat questions here after this, but last one. Adonai Mitchell for the Jets. Listen, Adonai Mitchell was in the doghouse for Indianapolis, right? We know this. It's fine. But let me just say this. The Jets traded for him, right? Like they got their first round picks for Sauce, but they also asked for Adonai Mitchell as well to be included in that, right? If you look at the depth chart outside of Garrett Wilson there in New York, it's a barren wasteland. Absolute barren. Who is there? There's nobody. Alan Lazard? Nah. They needed some athleticism, and they got it here with Adonai Mitchell. And what I like about this, too, is that he profiles as, like, again, your stereotypical vertical X receiver. Like, he's an old school throwback. Like, he's like a early 2000s, late 90s throwback X receiver. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can get vertical. He wins in contested. And he likes to play downfield too. Like that's his jam. That's Adonai Mitchell, man. So, and again, I thought he showed some explosive traits for the Colts. It's just that, dude, he had that drop touchdown and never got back on the football field. Never. He never recovered. Brand new start from New York. And I think he's going to play. Now, again, am I playing him this week? No. Come on, man. He got traded midweek. No, not doing it. But I would say, though, if we're making a proactive, preemptive move, yeah, if you want to stick Adonai Mitchell on the end of your bench in a 12-team or deeper league, let's go. Why not? Why not? Again, this guy could absolutely pop later in the season. Again, not this week. But if he shows you something this week, next week he could be in play. 2 weeks from now, definitely could be in play. Definitely could be in play. I will say that. All right, let me get to your chat questions here. If you've got questions, start sit questions, whatever, throw them into the chat, man. And I'll get to as many of these questions as humanly possible. Okay, am I dropping Pacheco? No, Derek Price. You can't drop Pacheco, man. Like I don't know when he's going to be back. It doesn't sound like he's too. I don't think he's that far away, to be honest with you. So no, I'm not dropping him. He's the starter on a really good offense in Kansas City. This is from Matty Boy. Is Zach Ertz a drop? His numbers with Mariota have been tough. Yeah, I mean, I would say, yeah, I think he's droppable, mostly because you could stream the position. I don't think Ertz is that great to begin with, so who really cares? I mean, the guy's moving like a freaking, barn door out there. Will he see volume? Yeah, he probably will see volume. I mean, again, you're asking me, is he droppable? It depends on what's out there on the waiver wire. I'm not immediately trying to drop him, if that's what you're asking, right? I think he'll see some volume. It just depends on who you're dropping him for. But no, I would not say he's a priority hold at this point in the season, man. If you guys follow these suggestions, you better be ready to lose your matchup. Bro, what are you even talking about, dog? I'm not even saying start these guys. I'm just saying pick them up. What? What are you even talking about, dog? That's crazy, man. I am Steven 714. 714. Are you from Houston, my guy? I am Steven. Aren't these just gamble stashes, not startable? Yes, 100%. Where did I say start these dudes? Where? Tripping. Director of Dogs, do you think Torrey Horton has much potential anymore after the trade, after the Rashid Shaheed trade? Yes, I do. I'm curious to see what the usage will be. Man, it really comes down to Cooper Kupp. Bro, like how far away is Cooper Kupp from returning? And did he just lose his job to Torrey Horton because Torrey Horton balled out? I'm not sure. I know they like Torrey. I mean, I know they like Torrey Horton, but I think Cooper Cup is going to get in the mix. Somebody told me, hey, yo, like Rashid Shaheed, they just traded for him. They're not going to put him on the bench. Dude, guys, it happens all the time. Guys trade for players and they get benched all the time, especially wide receivers midseason. Happens all the freaking time. Shoot, we thought Amari Cooper was going to be a godsend to Buffalo last year. He did nothing. So I'm thinking the ceiling obviously for Torrey Horton is lower, but I'm not counting him out yet. I'm not counting him out yet. But I do think that Shaheed is a very, very interesting play as well. Let's see what happens in three receiver sets. Let's just see how much they go to 11 personnel in Seattle. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that's going to end up looking like. Who is the direct handcuff to James Cook? Is it Davis or Johnson? Um, Man, uh, your guess is as good as mine. I think Ray Davis is going to be the early down thumper, and Ty Johnson will be the pass catcher. I think that's kind of sort of how they've played it before. So again, in weeks where Buffalo is heavily favored, you're probably favoring Ray Davis. In weeks where it's going to be a hyper competitive shootout, and Buffalo's defense is not that good this year, I would say let's lean on Ty Johnson as if that presents itself, if that makes any sense. This is from Night to Film. Thinking should I drop Calvin Ridley for Ray Davis with the Cook injury lurking? Man. Uh, I mean, what exactly is the diagnosis for James Cook right now? I'm gonna go look this up, y'all. Y'all got me confused here. I did not think it was. Um, I didn't think it was that bad, but is it? Is it bad? I thought he was sore. Isn't that what Sean McDermott said? That he was sore, dude. Is that? I don't. Am I tripping? Okay. James Cook did not practice today due to foot and ankle injuries. That from Adam Schefter. All right, cool. Damn. I'm so I'm do you all have different information? I'm confused. Like I just thought he was sore. I thought this was a rest situation. Is this not true? Am I tripping? Maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. Okay. Should I start Texans D? Wait, who is okay, wait, hold on. Thinking of dropping Calvin Ridley for Ray Davis with the Cook injury lurking. I don't hate it. I don't hate it because Calvin Ridley he's doing nothing this year. He's doing absolutely nothing this year. Sebastian, 1111111. Should I start Texans D or drop them for the Bills? Bro, I love the Bills. Texans D is really strong, though. Season long, give me Texans. For this week and this week only, give me the Bills against Tua. Thoughts on Kyle Monangai going forward? Do you think he takes away from Swift's fantasy value? Yeah, 100%. Jay Keefe. Monangai had dang near 200 yards against the Bengals. I give you that it was against the Bengals. There's no question. That's not that great. But again, yeah, he's look, Chicago would be crazy. Chicago would be crazy for it not to be a 50-50 split moving forward. Swift, I don't think has been moving that well. I think he's been fine. I just don't think he's been moving that well. Monangai, I think, kept that offense moving. I thought he looked good. I'm not going to say he looked great. I think he looked good, though. I think he looked all right. This is from C-Mall. What is Xavier Worthy's value going forward? He's killing me softly. Look, with Rashee Rice being back, this is a team that also throws to 17 different guys, right? Like, Kelsey's going to get his. Juju gets on the field. Hollywood Brown is going to get his. Tyquan Thornton is going to get like a look or two a game. It becomes very volatile for Xavier Worthy. I don't think he's startable until we see something different. Until we start seeing different usage, which I don't think we're going to see. The return of Rashee Rice just muddies the water to the degree where he's too volatile, man. I don't think he's a drop. I mean, shoot, look at the guys I'm telling you to pick up and stash in the end of your bench. Tell me, I'd rather have Xavier Worthy than any one of these guys. Let me tell you. You know what I'm saying? But that being said, man, yeah, not a drop, but I just don't think he's startable as well. Okay. Why do the Saints hate Kamara? I don't think the Saints hate Kamara. His snap share obviously has not been great, but Kellen Moore, his offenses don't throw to the running back. I mean, look at Saquon last year. Saquon Barkley is a guy that had 90 catches his rookie year, right? Over 100 targets, man. He had 43 targets last year. Saquon Barkley. Kellen Moore just his offenses just generally just don't throw to the running back. And that's what we're seeing now with Alvin Kamara. What is he average? He's averaging less than 4 targets a game, whereas in his career he's averaging over 6. Right? Like so, yeah. No, I don't feel great about Kamara moving forward. Plus, I think he's a little banged up. Plus, are they trying to get a little evaluation for Devin Neal? I'm not sure, but I don't know if it's that they hate Kamara or that Kamara is just older, more banged up, and also they just don't throw him the football. I think that's the problem. That to me is the biggest problem with Alvin Kamara's fantasy value. Should I drop Mariota for Geno? It really depends on the matchups. I have not done my full matchup breakdown yet, so I'm gonna say they're about the same for me right now. Do I start Trey Tucker or Quentin Johnston? I'm going to start Trey Tucker, to be honest with you. I know Quentin Johnston had a really nice game last week, but the emergence of Aronde Gadsden has me a little bit concerned. They made that Trevor Penning trade, which is I think really crafty and nice. Oh, by the way, another reason why we don't like Alvin Kamara, they traded away their starting offensive lineman in Trevor Penning. Um, but overall, with Joe Alt and Rashawn Slater out, you lost both your tackles. I don't even know where Penny's going to play. Is he going to play guard? I mean, they need tackle help. They traded for a guard, so I'm a little bit confused. Maybe Penny kicks to the outside. But bottom line is, like, is there even time for Quentin Johnston to get activated downfield? I don't think so. I think that's another reason why Aronde Gadsden is seeing more targets as well. This is from Social Mike. Is Charbonnet droppable? Again, not droppable because if Kenneth Walker, who by the way deals with a lot of injuries, gets hurt, Charbonnet ends up being pretty decent. Okay, pick up Calvin Ridley if available. Pick up Calvin. I'm gonna say no. Dude, it just again, I don't know what the rest of your roster looks like, but damn, man, like is this guy even active? Like I'm saying mentally, is he there? Like when you watch this guy play, is he playing hard to you? Dude, the Titans offense stinks out loud, and I don't know, man. I'm good. I'm good without Calvin Ridley. Let me just tell you that. I can't see the upside case for Calvin Ridley. That's the problem. If you were to lay out some kind of upside case, like I've laid out an upside case for Kyle Williams. I've laid out an upside case for Jack Besh, Brandon Cooks, Adonai Mitchell. What is the upside case for Calvin Ridley, man? I don't see it. I just do not see it, man. I don't know. I could be wrong here. Okay. Let me get to some of these YouTube chat questions real quick, and then we got to end it, man. Shoot, I'm already running a little over, but that's okay. Devong, even though you're killing me in the chat, dog, I'll still answer your question. I don't hold grudges. Woody Marks with D Mills, flex, PPR, or nah? Look, Woody Marks is a highly volatile player because they get Nick Chubb involved. And shoot, man, they're involving all kinds of dudes now in Houston. But that being said, I think Houston with Davis Mills will lean on the run a lot more. I do think against Jacksonville, he is a flex play at best, especially in PPR this week against Jacksonville. I don't think Jacksonville is good defensively. Well, obviously they're not very good defensively. So I don't know. We'll figure this out. Jay Keefe, how we feel about Chase Brown rest of the season? He's got more PPR value since Flacco took over. That's exactly what it is, right? Like he's got more PPR value. Also, Samaje Perine's hurt right now. So, you know, and I bring that up because from a PPR perspective, right? Like Taj Brooks is interesting, but he's a thumper, right? Like all the PPR stuff is going to go, all the checkdowns, all the receiving work, that's all going to Chase Brown now. Whereas it was getting split up between Samaje Perine as well, who is a notably good pass catcher, right? So I think because of that, Chase Brown is in a really good spot, especially for the next few weeks, while Samaje Perine recovers from injury. Night to film. I'm thinking I might start Alec Pierce over DJ Moore. He's a risky play, but I can see it. I could see it. I love Alec Pierce, man. Like, I love Alec Pierce. I think he's a great player. Shoot. As a matter of fact, the crazy thing is, I'm like relatively confident I was touting Alec Pierce. I had to have been talking about Alec Pierce on this very stream 2 weeks ago. I had to have been. Had to. I love Alec Pierce. That being said, DJ Moore is taking on the Giants, and the Giants are horrendous defensively. So I probably stick with DJ Moore here a little bit. By the way, Indianapolis taking on Atlanta. Atlanta, I don't want to say they've been low key good, but they're like good adjacent. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can play good at times defensively. So I think there is that as well. Okay, last couple ones, and then I'm going to go, man. I've got Nico. This is from Jay Keefe. I've got Nico, London, Flowers, Wilson, and McLaurin. Do I package receivers to get a better running back? My current running back core is Gibbs, Jameer Gibbs, Kyron Williams, Chase Brown, and K9. Dude, I'm assuming you're in a 10-team league, because damn, that is a locked and loaded. That is a locked and loaded roster. I don't even know who would you package? You gonna package Nico? Maybe we package Nico. Don't package London. Drake's going crazy from here on out. As long as Penix is the quarterback, I think London's gonna go crazy. Maybe you package Nico and Flowers and get yourself, or Nico and a running back and get an upgraded running back. I'm not sure. That's a crazy deep team though. Cut creatives: Isaiah Davis or Bashal Tutin? Isaiah Davis for me. Bashal Tutin's in a better offense. Here's the thing. I like Bashal Tutin, but he's a highly limited player. And guys, are we even sure he's the handcuff? Are we? Like, LeQuint Allen plays more than him. He gets more care, or he gets more targets than him. Like, I am not even sure Bashal Tutin's the handcuff. Like, that's crazy. Oh, Jay Keefe, it's 10-team league. Okay, cool. Should I start Travis Etienne over DJ Moore? I am gonna say no. The Houston matchup is crazy good, man, or crazy tough. They're a crazy good defense, is what I meant to say. Anyways, okay, there you go, man. Hey, listen, I'm running long, man. I gotta go. Let me give you this rundown real quick. Again, just want to go over these guys super quickly here. Chris Rodriguez, stash and hold. Kyle Williams in New England because Kayshon Boutte is hurt. I think he's a talented rookie. He could go crazy. Let's find out if he ends up clicking here with Drake May. Greg Dulcich, because Miami can't help but throw to tight ends, and Darren Waller is on IR. Jack Besh with Jacoby Myers traded away. He fills that role perfectly. Again, another exciting rookie with potential upside here. Again, stash guy in Jack Besh. Brandon Cooks with Rashid Shaheed traded away. I think Brandon Cooks fills that role for New Orleans perfectly there. Adds a little bit more athletic juice than Devon Vile as well. So I'm more interested in Cooks than Vile, although both probably deserve some kind of looks, and Juwan Johnson might get some extra looks as well. And finally, not for this week, maybe not even for next week, shoot, maybe not even for the season, but Adonai Mitchell. Let's not forget this guy's draft pedigree. Throwback X receiver for a team that needs a throwback X receiver. It's going to allow Garrett Wilson to move around that formation. I think Taylor Engstrand is going to figure out a way to get Adonai Mitchell activated here as well. I do think that he is absolutely worth the stash, despite what the haters in the chat are saying. Adonai Mitchell, potential game changer here at wide receiver for the New York Football Jets. Go ahead and give it to me, man. Anyways, there you go. That's your stream. I appreciate everyone jumping in, even the haters. I appreciate y'all, man. It's all good. Making the chat lively, active. It's all good, brother. Anyways, we'll see you here next week. Same bat channel, same bat time. Talking about post waiver wire ads, aka deep sleepers from your boy, James Coe, the Sleeper King. Peace.